know that you would be willing to continue to invest in a public education system that would prepare your children and your neighbors' children to lead America and lead the world in thought and invention. But that's not what you're getting. What you're getting now is a system that does not lead, and in fact, fails many children and their parents, and leaves them with no choice but failure. When thousands of children are on waiting lists for charter schools in Newark, and those families don't have the money to make another choice, we're failing our children and their families. And you'd say to yourself, how can you fail them when you're paying $24,000 per pupil? Go to some of those schools in the city of Newark. You go and sit in there and look at what's happening and see if you think that you could possibly learn with that leadership or lack of leadership. In the end, it's our fault, because we have been unwilling to stand up to the special interests who protect the status quo. We have been unwilling to speak what we know is the truth, because those in political office have feared for their political lives if they open their mouths and say it. We saw it again 2 weeks ago. Mayor Fenty of the District of Columbia was defeated in a primary because of the reforms that Michelle Reed forced in the DC public school system, and because the teachers union, the ATF, spent $1 million in that campaign to defeat Mayor Fenty. And when Randy Weingarten, the president of the ATF, was asked, why $1 million in DC if it wasn't because you opposed school reform? You can't imagine this happening anywhere but here in this time, that someone could look in the camera. She looked in the camera and said, well, you know, there's a lot of issues that our members care about in the District of Columbia, and we spent $1 million because of all those issues. Yeah, I'm sure that the ATF spent $1 million there because they're concerned about garbage collection in the district. They're concerned about snow removal on the streets. I'm sure they're worried about all that. You know why. Because Michelle Reed had become, and Mayor Fenty had become, symbols of standing up to the teachers' unions across America and demanding more for the children of DC. They went after them for that reason. They went after them because they were producing results, God forbid. They were showing that the changes they were making, demanding accountability, getting rid of bad teachers and bad principals, and wanting to pay good teachers and good principals even more than they would be paying now, wanting to reward people based upon their performance. Now, almost every other profession you could possibly think of, that's the way we get rewarded. They don't say to you, well, hey, congratulations, we're at the end of the year, and you are still alive. So, you've added another year onto your tenure here, so congratulations, here comes your raise. Now, your performance was awful. You didn't do what we asked you to do, you didn't produce the product we wanted you to produce, but we don't look at that. All we look at is, are you still breathing? Congratulations, you are still breathing. Open up the bank account, here comes the money. Now, it's laughable, right? It's what happens every day. Every day in New Jersey, that's what happens.